In the heart of a dense forest, in a secluded hill state, there stood a solitary house, once the site of a gruesome murder. Despite its dark history, a family from New York decided it would be the perfect spot for a short getaway. The Smith family, consisting of Mark, Sarah, and their 2 children, Emily and Jack, arrived at the house full of excitement. The air was crisp, and the surroundings were serene. Little did they know, the tranquility would soon give way to terror. As night fell, the forest came alive with eerie sounds. The wind whispered through the trees like a mournful ghost, and shadows danced in the moonlight. Unease settled over the Smiths as they gathered in the dimly lit living room. Emily, the curious teenager, couldn't resist exploring the house. She ventured upstairs, where the air grew heavy with the weight of the past. In one of the bedrooms, she discovered an old newspaper clipping detailing the murder that had taken place there years ago. Shivers ran down her spine as she realized the truth of their surroundings. Meanwhile, downstairs, Sarah was preparing dinner when she heard a faint scratching at the door. Assuming it was just a stray animal, she brushed it off until the scratching grew louder and more insistent. With trembling hands, she cautiously approached the door and peered through the peephole. But there was nothing there. Just the darkness of the forest beyond. As the family gathered for dinner, tension hung in the air like a thick fog. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of leaves outside, sent shivers down their spines. They tried to convince themselves it was just their imagination, but deep down, they knew something wasn't right. As they retired to their bedrooms for the night, the darkness seemed to press in around them. Mark and Sarah tried to reassure their children, but their own fear was palpable. In the dead of night, they were jolted awake by a blood-curdling scream echoing through the house. Heart-pounding, Mark rushed to check on his children, only to find their rooms empty. Panic seized him as he frantically searched the house, calling out their names into the suffocating darkness. Then, he heard the sound of whispered voices coming from the basement. With trembling hands, he descended into the depths of the house, the air thick with dread. What he found there would haunt him forever. In the flickering light of a single bulb, he saw his family, huddled together in terror, surrounded by the ghostly figures of the past. The spirits of those who had met their end in that very house, their eyes hollow and their faces twisted in agony. With a primal scream, Mark grabbed his family and fled into the night, leaving behind the haunted house and the horrors that lurked within its walls. To this day, the Smith family refuses to speak of their night in the forest, haunted by the memories of what they saw and the darkness that still lingers in that cursed place.